Her honesty startled him. He looked at her, conflicted. It's not easy. She's far away, and sometimes it feels like I'm losing her. Sajin studied him carefully. Love isn't just about passion, J.A. Minute. It's about building a life together. Can she be part of this world? Her question lingered in his mind long after she left. Could Precious really fit into the rigid mold of his family's expectations? Meanwhile, in Uganda, Daniel had grown closer to Precious. He wasn't pushy, but his presence was constant. He understood her passion for cultural exchange, encouraged her ideas, and listened without judgment. One evening, after a successful event, he walked her home. "You light up when you talk about your dreams," he told her. "Anyone who truly loves you should never dim that light." His words warmed her, but also unsettled her. That night, she stared at J.A. Min's latest message, a brief sorry, busy again. Her heart ached with longing. She loved him, but the silence between them was beginning to feel louder than the words they once shared. In two different worlds, both Precious and J.A. Minute faced unspoken temptations, one in the form of Sajin, the other in Daniel. Neither had crossed a line, but both knew they were standing dangerously close to one. Sujin had a way of fitting seamlessly into J.A. Min's new life. She understood the business world, spoke confidently in meetings, and charmed everyone in the room. His father praised her constantly, often comparing her to Precious without even realizing it. "Look at Sajin," his father said one night at dinner. "Graceful, intelligent, from a good family. This is the kind of woman who can stand beside you when you take over." J.A. Minute clenched his fists under the table. He wanted to shout that Precious was just as capable, just as intelligent, even more inspiring. But he stayed silent, the weight of expectation pressing down on him. After dinner, Sajin walked beside him in the garden of his family's estate. "Your father seems determined," she said with a soft laugh. "But don't worry, I'm not here to steal you away." The distance had finally reached its boiling point. It was late evening in Kampala when Precious sat on her bed, clutching her phone. She had tried calling J.A. Minute 3 times that week, and each time he either missed a call or answered briefly, distracted. Tonight, she couldn't take it anymore. She dialed again. When he picked up, his voice was weary. "Precious, it's late here. I just got back from a meeting." Her chest tightened. "And when is it not a meeting, J.A. Minute? Do you even remember the last time we had a proper conversation?" He sighed, rubbing his temples. "You know how things are with my father. I don't get to choose my schedule." Her frustration spilled out. "No, J.A. Minute, that's a problem. You never choose. You let everyone else decide for you. And I'm the one left waiting, always waiting." Silence hung between them, thick and suffocating. Finally, he said quietly, "Do you think I don't want to be with you? Every day, Precious, I fight to hold on to us. But sometimes it feels like you don't understand how hard this is for me." Her eyes burned with tears. "I do understand. But what about me? I'm here, thousands of miles away, fighting to keep us alive. And when I need you the most, you're not there." J.A. Min's jaw tightened. He wanted to tell her about Sajin, about the constant pressure from his father, about the nights he lay awake thinking of her. But instead, he whispered the words that slipped out before he could stop them. "Maybe you should focus on your life there, and I'll focus on mine." Her heart stopped. "What are you saying?" He closed his eyes. "I don't know anymore." The call ended abruptly, leaving Precious staring at the dark screen, her heart breaking. For the first time, the promise they had made under the cherry blossoms felt like it was slipping away. The days after the argument were heavy with silence. Neither Precious nor J.A. Minute reached out. For Precious, the ache in her chest was unbearable. She buried herself in wake, throwing her energy into cultural projects with Daniel's team. Daniel noticed a change in her. Her laughter was quieter, her eyes often clouded. One evening after a successful exhibition, Daniel walked her home. The night was alive with Kampala's rhythm. Motorbikes zipping past, music drifting from street stalls, the smell of roasted maize in the air. "You've been carrying something heavy," he said softly. "If you ever need someone to share it with, I'm here." Precious managed a small smile. "Thank you. It's complicated." Daniel stopped walking and looked at her. Precious, I don't want to overstep, but you deserve someone who sees you, who makes you feel like you're enough, not someone who leaves you waiting. Her heart twisted. She wanted to defend J.A. Minute, to explain that he loved her even if he was distant. But the truth caught in her throat. For a moment, she let herself imagine what life would be like if she let go, if she allowed someone like Daniel, who was here and present, to hold her heart. Meanwhile, in Seoul, J.A. Minute sat in his office, staring at his phone. Sujin had stopped by earlier, dropping off a coffee with a note that read, "Don't forget to take care of yourself." Her kindness gnawed at him. He wasn't in love with her, but she was here. She was steady, reliable, and everything his father approved of. That night, he opened his chat with Precious, his thumb hovering over the keyboard. He wanted to apologize, to beg for her patience, but the words wouldn't come. Instead, he turned off his phone, leaning back in his chair with a hollow feeling in his chest. Two hearts, oceans apart, both standing dangerously close to the edge, not because they didn't love each other, but because love alone was no longer enough to bridge the growing distance. The sun was setting over Kampala, painting the city in gold and crimson. Precious sat with Daniel at a rooftop cafe, celebrating the success of another cultural project. The air was filled with laughter from nearby tables, but inside her chest there was only heaviness. Daniel studied her quietly before speaking. "You know, Precious," he said, his voice low and deliberate, "you've been smiling less these days. It's like you carry a storm inside you." Precious chuckled softly, trying to hide the sting in her heart. "Maybe I just think too much." "No," Daniel said firmly. "It's not that. You love deeply, and when you love, it shows. That's rare, and it's why I can't keep pretending." Her brows furrowed. "Pretending?" He leaned forward, his eyes locking with hers. "I like you, Precious, more than I should. At first, I told myself it was just admiration for your passion, your kindness, your strength. But the truth is, every day I spend with you, I wish I were the one you were waiting for." Precious froze, her heart pounding. She knew Daniel admired her, but hearing the words out loud felt like a wave crashing over her. "Daniel," she whispered, her voice shaking. "You know I'm with someone." "I know," he said, his jaw tightening. "And I respect that, but I also see how much you're hurting. He's there, miles away, while you're here trying to hold on to something that keeps slipping through your fingers. And I can't stand by and watch you break yourself for someone who might not fight as hard for you." Tears stung her eyes. She wanted to defend J.A. Minute, to shout that he was fighting, that he loved her. But the memory of their last call, his words, "Maybe you should focus on your life there," echoed in her mind. Daniel reached across the table, his hand brushing hers. "I'm not asking you to decide right now, but if he keeps hurting you, remember, you're not alone. I'd never let you feel like second best." Precious pulled her hand back gently, her chest trembling with emotion she couldn't name. She left the cafe that night torn, her loyalty to J.A. Minute battling with the painful reality of Daniel's truth. In Seoul, J.A. Min's world was spiraling in its own way. His father had tightened his grip on his future, piling responsibilities onto his shoulders. The office was a battlefield of expectations, and every day, J.A. Minute felt like he was losing a piece of himself. That evening, as he was preparing to leave, Sujin walked into his office. She placed a box of takeout on his desk and sat across from him. "You haven't eaten, have you?" He looked at her, exhausted. "You didn't have to do that." "I wanted to," she replied simply. She studied him for a moment before speaking again. "J.A. Minute, why do you keep doing this to yourself? To everyone? You're drowning, and yet you're holding onto something that's pulling you deeper." He stiffened. "What do you mean?" "I mean Precious." Sujin's tone was sharp but not unkind. "She's far away, living a different life. You're here, under all this pressure. And everyone sees it. You're torn apart. You can't give her what she needs. Not like this." His heart pounded, anger and guilt clashing inside him. "You don't know what we've been through. She's not just something I'm holding on to. She's the one I—" He stopped himself, swallowing the words. Sujin leaned closer, her eyes softening. "Then be honest, J.A. Minute. With her, With yourself. Because from where I stand, you're breaking. And her voice faltered for the first time, I could be here for you if you let me. Silence stretched between them. Her words lingered in the air like a dangerous temptation. Sujin was beautiful, kind, and always present. Everything his father approved of, everything easy. But his heart was not hers. Still, the weight of her ultimatum sank in. If he couldn't find a way to bridge the distance, he might lose Precious forever, and Sujin knew it. That night, J.A. Minute walked home with his chest burning. Between his father's pressure, Sujin's closeness, and Precious's silence, he felt like he was standing at a cliff's edge. For the first time, he wondered, was love enough to hold them together, or was it the very thing tearing them apart? The next few days felt unbearable for Precious. Daniel's confession haunted her like a shadow. She respected him, admired him, and most of all, she trusted him. But those words, "I wish I were the one you were waiting for," replayed in her mind, blurring the line between comfort and betrayal. One afternoon, she sat by the shores of Lake Victoria, letting the breeze wash over her as she scribbled in her journal. 4 years, this journal had been her safe place, filled with dreams about Korea, about K-dramas, about J.A. Minute. Now the pages felt like a battlefield. Do I still believe in us? She wrote. Or am I holding on to a fantasy I created? Her phone buzzed. It was Daniel. She hesitated before answering. His voice came through warm and steady. "I didn't mean to pressure you the other night," he said. "But I meant every word. Precious, you deserve joy, not confusion, not silence." His words hit home because J.A. Minute had been silent. Days had turned into weeks without a single call or even a message. Precious wondered if he had already let go, if maybe her love had become a burden he no longer wanted to carry. Tears slipped down her cheeks. "Daniel, I'm not ready. My heart," she paused, clutching her chest. "My heart is still with him." Daniel didn't push. "Then I'll wait," he said softly, "even if it hurts." As the call ended, Precious closed her eyes. She wasn't blind to Daniel's kindness. He was here, present, and willing. But her soul still belonged to a boy thousands of miles away, even if that boy had begun to feel like a stranger. For the first time, Precious admitted to herself, if J.A. Minute didn't fight for her soon, she might not be strong enough to keep fighting for both of them. In Seoul, J.A. Minute sat in his father's office, his fists clenched at his sides. His father's voice was stern, final. "This company needs stability, J.A. Minute. And that stability means Sujin. She understands our world. She's a future, your future. Precious is nothing more than a distraction." J.A. Min's jaw tightened. "She's not a distraction. She's a person I love." His father's glare cut through him. "Love doesn't build empires. Discipline does. You will end as foolishness." The pressure was suffocating. Everywhere he turned, people demanded more of him. The company, his father, even Sujin with her quiet ultimatum. And all the while, his phone stayed silent. Part of him wondered if Precious had already moved on, if the silence meant she'd grown tired of waiting. That night, J.A. Minute wandered the streets of Seoul aimlessly. The city lights blurred as his mind raced. He stopped by the Han River, staring at the rippling water, his chest heavy with longing. Memories of Precious flooded him. Her laughter in the cafe, the way she looked at him under the cherry blossoms, the warmth of her hand in his. He pulled out his phone, finally opening their chat. His thumb hovered as he typed, "I miss you. I can't lose you." But before he could send it, a message appeared at the top of his screen. It was Sujin. "Are you free tomorrow? My parents want to have dinner with you." His breath caught. He could already see where this was going. The walls were closing in, and if he didn't act soon, his silence might make the choice for him. With shaking hands, he deleted the half-written message to Precious. Instead, he whispered to the night air, "Please don't give up on me." But deep down, he feared she already had.